Hello, can you hear me? Guys, let's wait just like 2-3 minutes so everybody can join the stream and we will start. Perfect. Echo? Is it echo now, or you can hear me well? Let's just make some settings because it's my first stream on YouTube, so echo. Alekaki, I think that's something with your settings. Okay, I think we can start. I can see a little bit of a delay with the video, so does anybody know how to change the delay to the minimum. I knew that delay was minimum when I was starting a stream, but when the stream is running, I don't know how to change that here. Is it the general settings or like the stream itself? Okay, should be all fine. Let's start, guys. Not to waste our time. I think everything is fine. So if I'm going down, you can see that I'm going down. If I'm going up, you can see that I'm going up. So I think everything should be fine. Okay, let's start. So today we're gonna talk about the past week, about the possible trades. Also we're gonna talk about the further upcoming week, and as well as it will be in the end of the stream, it will be the QA session where you can ask some questions in the chat, and it will be a pleasure for me to reply. So let's start. I want to describe about the main. Let's start from the crypto, from Bitcoin, the situation that is happening right now on the Bitcoin, and after that we're gonna move to the Forex, to the Euro, GBP, and gold. We're gonna look for the possible trades over there, and just we'll speak about the market, what is happening overall, and after that the QA session as discussed. So I'm barely trading crypto right now. Mostly I'm trading just Forex, but I don't like the situation that is happening right now on the crypto. To saying more, you can see everything here. So let's start. For those who are just new, you need to understand that my chart is so minimalistic. I'm not using too much indicators, and I like technique charts where I can understand what is happening and to predict the further movements and to trade them with including the smart money and price action concept with my own strategy due to my experience on the market and so on. So what we can see over here, the market just right now is, you can see, in that zone. We had one, the second and the third one touch over here, and we still can go further up. If saying more about the further situation, the situation that is right now, we have the in this bigger zone, we have the range right now with the deviation on top and the deviation from the bottom. So we have some liquidity sweeps that confirms that we are in the range right now. If we're gonna go lower for the time frame, that is daily, comparing to the weekly one, you can see that the price on the middle of the range was always facing with some difficulties, trying to pass from one way or to the another one. You can see this touch and this touch. This is just like an indication that will help you to understand that we are really in the range, that this is a confirmed range, and we need to work with the BTC right now with the rules of range. Overall, the situation that is happening right now, you know about the fake news for the ETF spot that was approved, and we saw the pump and dump that was happening over here for the last couple of days. And of course we left the manipulative wick, the huge manipulative wick that needs to be mitigated and covered, because all the wicks looks like the buy to sell or sell to buy moves on the smaller time frames, and they all need to be tested or mitigated. You can call it as you want it. By the way, that manipulative move came over here. We collected all that pool of the liquidity that was quite here. We reached this half again of the bigger zone, and right now we were waiting for the whole, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We were waiting when the price will mitigate all this manipulative wick that you can see over here. I was thinking that there were two potential zones over here. First of all, it is like the half of the wick where we might face the reaction of the possible retracement or reversal. We don't know that for now. So that was the first reaction. You can see that here, and the second one was exactly on the middle of the bigger zone. And but I think that's not enough, because we didn't see any reversal happen yet on the smaller time frame. I will show you a little bit later. So I think we need to mitigate this wick fully, or even to make the sweep of the liquidity that will cause us a reaction to go lower, to collect our previously weekly low. It's a huge liquidity pool, or all this liquidity pool, including this low, and this low as well. But we'll see. Let's not rush for now. We are still in the uptrend, where we left a lot of imbalances over here, same as before. So everything is not happening so fast in crypto, so we need to be patient. If you're gonna open the 15 minutes time frame over here, you can see that was a one fake sweep over here with a possible reversal. But of course the true movement, the true reversal would happen over here, and of course we never reached that zone, or we never reached with the price over here to say that now we have the confirmed reversal to look for the possible short trades. Why it's this low? That's just because that low was caused from this low. This pump was caused, so that is just one swing, yeah. And if you want to see the reversal, all these things, it's an internal structure, but we want to see the true reversal, and we need to see the reversal with an external structure that is happening over here. Yep. And only after that we can think about the possible short trades. So this internal reversal with this sweep was nothing in terms of the external structure. I'll show you a lot of examples on the euro a little bit later, and GBP, why it's so important to look exactly for the external structure, not for the internal one. So over here, as always, we are facing with some reactions. Usually we are facing with the big reactions on Wednesday, or on Thursday. But this week was a little bit different. We faced with the reaction on Friday due to the red news that we had in the world, and the second one, of course, was in the London session, the London kill zone session, where we had the quite beautiful sweep of the liquidity, change of the structure, and continuation of the uptrend. Unfortunately, I didn't find any entry for myself, and due to the upcoming weekend, I don't like to take any trades and to leave my my position or my trade on the weekends. Usually it's a low volatility, and you can see that from here. And I don't like all that low volatility moves because I'm gonna wait for my trade for so long, and it might cause unusual nerves, or I need to have too much control for so long that I don't want to look for. Maybe just because I've used to trade Forex, who knows, but I don't like to taking or my trades under the risk for the overnight. So that's my personal thing. I don't know, that's my personal comfort, so we'll see how it will happen over here. For now, what we can see on the M15, we could say possibly that we had some kind of a reversal on the M15, but that's still not enough for me. Yeah, we had this an imbalance over here formed. Yeah, and this imbalance caused us a little bit of the reaction after that, but that's not the end, because we could see the manipulative wick. We also can come to this manipulative wick, and maybe we could have some reaction from this order block that caused this imbalance with a 15 minutes reversal. But for me, that's not a great reversal. I still think that that's not final reversal, and we might go and not just sweep the previously day high on Monday, or and even we might sweep the bigger zone that I'm expecting to mitigate fully the mitigation, the manipulative wick, because a lot of players are putting their stop losses above this manipulative wick, so it would be logical to shave and to collect all these guys. So this one for me is not a reversal. Why it is so? Just because you can see this imbalance, and people might think that, oh, this one might be a reversal, but it might be as a trap, because that might be just a mitigation of the imbalance. It's imbalances are back for the price, we need to cover that, and that's all. But that might not be a true reversal over here happen, so we just might mitigate the imbalance and continue our uptrend. So I can't tell you that we did the true reversal over here, especially that's just a 15 minutes time frame, and after that huge uptrend that we saw over here on the bigger time frames like 4 hours and daily time frame and so on, definitely I will not look for the reversal on M15, and that will not be enough for me. I want to see at least the reversal like on the 4 hours, maybe 1 hour, and then I'll think about any possible trades. But especially do not believe to the movements that are happening from Sunday to Monday when the wick is opening, because usually that's a manipulative scam wick, scam movement that not describes the mood of the wick. So usually from Sunday to Monday, what is happening, it's a manipulation, and the true movement is totally opposite, and you might see the reversal with a true movement that is happening by Wednesday, maybe by Thursday, after the scam movement on Monday. You can see that here. Let's look into the couple of examples. Like, you see the Sunday to Monday, the movement was going down, and for the rest of the week from Wednesday, the movement was going up. So the first movement that you will see on the beginning of the week might not be the real one, and you need to understand that and not to believe to that movement. Let's look to the another examples. that's not happening all the time, but you can see that even here, yeah, you see that was a huge range over here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for the whole week. That was a boring range, yeah. And when Sunday to Monday is happening, the new week is upcoming, we have the huge dump collecting all this pool of the liquidity, the huge one. And for the rest of the week, we can see the uptrend. Okay, all that week was an uptrend. So do not believe to the first moves, and just make some notes about how the Bitcoin is moving during the week, during the months, and so on. So for the possible trades, I didn't take any trades this week on crypto. I didn't find any opportunity. That week was so manipulative. I didn't find any sweeps even here on Thursday. That was the previous week. After this manipulative week has happened, we were having the external liquidity from both of the sides, and when the price is trying to be balanced right now, it needs some time. So when it's inside, I do not care for any structure that is happening inside, because it's not important for me at all, and it not reflects the further movements and the further mood of the asset. So you really need to be careful, and suggesting you to work with the external reactions from the bottom or from the top to understand or to predict the further, or to take the further trades. So I hope that this one is understandable right now. For the further week, the plan, as I told you, I still gonna wait for the reactions from this, from the previously day high or from the week high, this one, to get some reaction. If no reaction, I think that we will continue just moving up until that high that was indicated earlier. So I just need to be careful with you guys. Just do not make any rush trades, and do not try to scalp on 5 minutes or 3 minutes, because that will be more like gambling, not like a conscious trade where you can understand what is happening and so on. As well as the altcoins, I'm not suggesting you to trade any altcoins, especially on the weekends. Of course you might be lucky, and of course you might earn some money if you are lucky, but again, I'm talking about the logic trades where we can understand what is happening with an understandable liquidity pool collection, with the understandable structure, and the correct timing. Yeah, if you're gonna monitor the market for 24/7, you're gonna become a psycho. You need to understand and to choose what timing is perfect for you to trade, and what timing is the best when the market can give you some opportunities to trade, and you need to combine all the things and try to trade only these timings. That is why actually I'm trading Forex. Yeah, because Forex, you know exactly when the sessions are happening, when the high volatility is happening, and when you need to trade, when you need to sleep, when you need to prepare yourself, when you need to take the trade, and so on. So it just, and by the way, of course, the capitalization and the turnover per day, it's so huge and so different comparing to crypto, and comparing to Forex. The crypto is so miserable in terms of the turnover. I mean, and of course, due to that fact, the price is so untechnique, and we are, as a retail traders, as a technical analysis traders, doesn't matter are we trading triangles or smart money, we still need to look for some kind of logic, for some kind of reactions, and volatility. If there is no volatility, it is impossible to trade, and all other things will be just a gamble with a high commission, long-term trades, and just boring hope that we don't need as a trader. Okay, so let's move to the other things. Let's move to the euro. Euro was quite okay this week. Not the best one, but quite okay. There were a couple of possibilities. I liked gold more, but anyway. So let's look to the higher picture. So that was a huge liquidity pool on the below from the bottom. You can see that over here, you can see that here, you can see that here. So we collected first one, got small reaction, we collected the second one, got some small reaction, and we collected the third one right now, and we as well got some reaction, where I thought that we're gonna have the reversal happen, the reversal will happen over here, and after that the price will just make the retracement and we will continue moving into the uptrend. But for now we can't say that we did the reversal, we just did the sweep. You can clearly see that on the market. Yep, that was the sweep, because you can see the body that is crossing this line. Yeah, that was just the wick. So the wick is showing that the price was upper of the previous one, but then with such great reaction, we did for the other side, we go for the other side, showing that we didn't reverse yet, we just collecting the liquidity. Yeah, and with this black candle, huge candle actually, that is forming the imbalance, showing us that it's too early to reverse. Yeah, and of course, as we all having all the big candles, like manipulative candles like this one or this one, for example, yeah, forming imbalance inside, you can see that after that we need to spend some time to mitigate these candles. Yeah, to mitigate these candles, and after mitigating we are continuing our short movement. It's so easy to understand that, no need to be smart. So, and as well as with this candle, after we did this movement, we were expecting to have some to be the price to be balanced, and we need to rebalance this black candle, and that's what we were looking for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, starting from Monday. Monday started for us with a huge white uptrend candle that was showing to us the mood of the next week, of the following week. That was the huge buy to sell zone for us over here, where we need to come, and that was our plan for the whole week. Let's look to the lower time frame to see what were happening over here. So we are starting from that was Friday, and here we are starting from Monday. The Monday was a cool uptrend happening. Let's just move to the 1 hour, sorry. I'll turn on the sessions that will help us to understand when do we need to be focused and when do we need to look for the trades, possible trades, and for the context and for the buys. What are we looking here for is the liquidity pools, it's the structure and the timing. So these three things are the whales that our trading, or my personal trading, is based on. So as you can see, that was the Asia starting, then the London was starting, and the New York, everything was an uptrend. But to say where is it? But saying honestly, I didn't find any trade for myself here. That was just an Asia uptrend over here. We did a small sweep, and I was expecting maybe we're gonna just sweep the Asia high, because the borders of the sessions, what is performing here, Asia, London kill zone and New York kill zone, it's the first 2 or 3 hours of each of the session that's showing the highest volatility. So, and when the Europe is working with the banks and when the United States are working with their banks and transferring their money from one bank to another. So that is why the hugest volatility is happening, and that's the opportunity for us, for the retail traders, to trade with them according to the direction that the huge banks and the smart money of the big players wanted, right? So that is why the borders of each of the session are having the same big liquidity pool as the, just like, I don't know, is to say, as the equal highs or equal lows, like the zones like that, where you can see that this high, this high, and this high, these are the this is a huge liquidity pool. And of course we are forming that to collect after, and you can see that the price was collecting it's here. First of all, we collected the Asia, and then we collected that with this liquidity high, that was a huge liquidity pool that we need to collect as fast as possible. So beside the fact that we have a lot of liquidity pools like the equal highs or equal lows, doesn't matter, we still have a huge liquidity pools that are performed right as the borders of the sessions, Asia, London, or the New York. So usually my personal setup was based on the thing where we are collecting one of the Asia border and trying to find some reversal on the M3 or M5 minute to collect the opposite side of the Asia, because that was that's a nice setup that is working quite often, and that's written in my personal strategy. That's the setup that I'm trading, and I'm expecting to have that in the beginning of the London kill zone session. But here, unfortunately, due to the context and due to the bias that we have over here, by the way, you can see on the Friday, yeah, we're collecting the liquidity from the top, and the next thing, what do we need to do is to collect the liquidity from the bottom. So that was my setup that I was expecting, but that's not happening every day, and I don't care about if that's gonna happen every day, or maybe I need to wait for that 2 or 3 days. That's fine. So I was not too focused to look for the possible trades after that. I didn't see any reversal happened over here, and that's fine. So looking into the 5 minutes over here, that was just up and down, uptrend movement. That was huge, like a small liquidity sweep. Like we like to say, it's an order flow, because we were collecting the liquidity from the bottom, and we were going upside, collecting the liquidity from the bottom. So it means there is no sense for the price to go lower. Yeah, in this case we can understand that there is no more liquidity downside right now, and we don't need to, the price doesn't need to go lower for now. So, and that's an indication that we need to look for the uptrend for the long trades on this day. And of course, when we have the liquidity sweep over here, by the way, you can see that on 5 minutes we formed a nice order block with the uptrend structure. Why it is an order block? Because the order block, what is it for? It is the range before the movement, then the manipulative movement. The manipulative movement, exactly this black candle, was forming the collection of the liquidity, and after that you can see the white candle that totally absorbs the black one, formed the imbalance, and beside forming the imbalance, you can see that the price did the change of the character. Yeah, totally changed the character, saying that we are in the uptrend right now and that we want to continue moving uptrend. So, and that's exactly what is happening, and that's exactly why the price didn't go lower than the manipulative wick, because we doesn't need to go lower. That is why we have this low that needs to be manipulated before our point of interest zone, where we need to look for our possible trades. And as you can see, exactly when the London kill zone started, you can see it's here, yeah? The London kill zone starts with a small dump to touch our order block, to touch our zone. It's so simple to understand that. And after we touch that, we could enter our trade with a different entry models. They can be presented as from the whole order block, either from the half of the order block, yeah, doesn't matter, it just depends on the context and what risk reward we want to chase for, and is the risk reward is satisfied per our strategy to the first, that is so important, to the first trouble area. So before we touched our zone over here, we understood that that high was the last one, and this is our trouble area where I mean each low and each high, it's a liquidity here, here, and here. When we are moving in the uptrend, we are collecting the liquidity. This high is collecting the liquidity from the previous one, and by that reaction we are having the retracement. And again, we are having some liquidity here, so we are going for that liquidity in the uptrend. After collecting that, we have the reaction that is causing us the retracement. And that is why each high or each low on the each time frame is our liquidity, not like huge liquidity pools, yeah, as I was telling you, like for example 4 or repetitive highs like equal highs, or 4 repetitive lows like equal lows, or even 2, it's more than enough, it is even bigger than just 1, right? So even these one high or one swing low, that's our liquidity, that the price might have the reaction after, and we don't want to be in this retracement or facing this reaction while we are in the trade, right? So we want to enter as low as possible on the retracement to take all the trade until the next swing high, breaking the next swing high and the next break of structure, right? And to exit just here. We don't want to go any higher. We don't know how far the price will go there, and we don't need to think about that. We just know that this is our first trouble area, and that's totally enough for us. And if the risk reward, like 4 risk reward or 3 risk reward satisfied for us, so we need to exit here, because as you can see, after collecting the liquidity that was over here, yeah, the price did what? The price did the reaction and the reversal almost to our entry point. And for sure we don't want to sit in this retracement or reaction, because if we will be too greedy, we might move during this huge movement, we might move our stop loss to the break even, right? And while moving our stop loss to the break even, we might catch this break even, and we don't want to catch that. We want to close our trade with a profit, right? At least 3 or 4 risk reward. So that's what we want to do. And if the risk reward is satisfied, if it's more than 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, that's more than fine, and we can take the trade. So the problem, if you are gonna chase the entry from the 0.5 of the order block, you might not catch the trade, because in some cases the price might just touch the top of the order block and continue moving up, and you're gonna miss the trade, right? Because you were too greedy to catch the higher risk reward than it was an opportunity over here. Please give me some reaction in the chat if you understand what I'm saying about, or if it is interesting, or if the delay is satisfied for you, or you understand what I'm saying about the order blocks, the logic of it, and so on. And we can move further. Guys, you can see, like on the Monday, the price was collecting the liquidity from the London high kill zone, giving the reaction. After that, we collected the liquidity from this low as well, in the New York, and giving the upside reaction. So the whole day the price is always collecting the liquidity from one side to another, and we just need to catch where this is the when this is the correct timing for that and what we need to do for that, right? So let's move to the other day, to the Tuesday. After all that happened, we saw we could see the Asia as well as like it was at night when the Asia session is happening. Usually it's the low volatility, nothing to trade over here, and this is just a forming of the liquidity, forming of the context. Unfortunately, due to the news that were on Tuesday, the moves were so manipulative, and I didn't find any opportunity for me to entry. As you can see, the last liquidity sweep was over here, right? So we need to find the order block and to find the price where the price were touch this order block, and that was here. After that we did the again the new liquidity sweep, means that the price, even after the retracement, we will not go lower than this low. So we change the structure. Oops. We change the structure. We collect the Asia, as always, you can see that. And we did some upside movement, then the big huge dump due to the news again, that was the New York started. And we have the dump and pump, not so technical, but still everything was understandable that we will not go lower than this low. Unfortunately, I didn't find any trade for myself in Tuesday, I mean on Euro. So we are moving further. Finally we start to reach our main zone that I was showing to you on the bigger time frame, yeah, this one, the buy to sell move, where we were expecting some couple of trades over here. So the Asia has happened over here. We collected the liquidity from this low. That was just an Asia. In London, unfortunately, we didn't collect that previous high, and we left these two equal highs as the huge liquidity pool that we might collect in the future. But unfortunately, that was misunderstandable for us during that day, because everybody was thinking that we need to collect these equal highs, and that was our goal for the day. And this is it. So when the London starts, I didn't find any nice trades for myself as well this day, because there were no good reversal happened over here, no good liquidity pools, and the price was behaving a bit tricky at this day. So I prefer to wait for the better context instead of just gambling on the each potential zone, like buy to sell move and so on. Yeah, here you could see that was two highs forming the equal highs. We collected that zone, and we get a huge imbalances, a huge reaction forming over here, that showing us the change of character. After that we get some correction between the sessions, and in the New York we perfectly touched that zone. That might be again our entry, but that's not in my strategy to enter like that. We could of course wait for the confirmation inside with the liquidity sweep over here and one more reversal over here. That was one more zone that we touched here as well, but that's not in my favor. That's not in my strategy to take the trades like that. But I mean, there were some possibilities as well. Saying about the Thursday was quite better, and that was really nice. This time the trades was technique in our community. We did the collective trade. We collected it together. It was so nice, because as you can see, first of all we formed the sell to buy move with the imbalances. The reversal happened over here, so that was a local liquidity sweep, that was a reversal, that was the imbalances that we need to cover, and as well as here, right? And after that, on the top of this zone, the gray zone that I've highlighted, you can see the huge range is happening over here, and this is really a nice sign for us. That's what we are looking for usually, because after that you can see the time 1 hour before the London kill zone. We have the Frankfurt kill zone. That's the time when we also can trade, yeah, this period of time. So that's usually the time when we are focused and looking to some possibilities, to some trades, and we can see that inside of the zone, yeah, you see the sweep, you see the reversal and the imbalance. So what we need to look for the confirmation is exactly the same thing: the sweep, the reversal, and the imbalance inside, right? And that was inside of this point of entry zone. We collected the Asia low, and that was the perfect entry for us over here, that we might take the trade in Frankfurt like that. Unfortunately, the risk reward in Frankfurt was not satisfied for my Asia high, yeah, so it was just 1-to-1, and the price where I was waiting, the test of my zone was a bit lower. So let me just delete a couple of things so I will not confuse you. Yep, so I was expecting the price to come a little bit lower, but it didn't come at the first time, and we collected our target as Asia high. Anyway, after the London kill zone is finished, we finally reached our zone, and we finally mitigate that imbalance that was left over here, and we finally touched our order block that I was expecting the test from here. And these equal lows inside of our zone was an indication that we might collect that liquidity, touch the order block, and get the fast reaction where we could enter our trade with that will be looking like that. Of course, the stop loss should be below the low, the manipulative low, and that the trade might go like to the first trouble area, or like it's gonna be 8-to-4. That's too that's too nice to have the trade like that. And by the way, I think we might open the trade on the M1, and to say more technically that the first trouble area was here. Not to be so greedy to look for the London high, yeah, but even if the price were performing so good, we need to fix something on the first 5-to-1 risk reward, and that was more than fine. Yeah, how the price came to our zone to test our order block was not the best one. It was not the slow momentum, it was fast momentum, but still everything worked perfectly according to the technique and to the logic of the price that we were looking and expecting. So guys, give me some reaction. Do you understand everything? In the New York, due to the good uptrend that we are having over here, there were no sense for us to look for any reversal. That was a liquidity sweep, so good order flow, liquidity sweep, so that means that we don't want to reverse. The price doesn't need to go lower right now, so we just sweeping and sweeping. And of course you can see beginning of the New York kill zone session, the bias, the context, everything is saying that we are in the uptrend, right? So we are updating our break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. We have the again imbalances forming. We have the again the order block here forming. Yeah, you remember all the things are all the same that I was telling you just 5 minutes ago on the different examples. So what do we see here? I don't want to make so many drawings. Liquidity sweep. This black candle did a liquidity sweep, so this black candle might be a potential order block. This black candle becomes an order block only after we forming the imbalance, and this all imbalances, this big reaction, forming the change of character on the external time frame. And of course, after that, the price came to the retracement, so that was something like that, and this retracement, exactly this 1 week, was our test of the zone where we could take our trade. The trade might looks like this. So 3 to 1, more than fine, don't need to be greedy, don't need to look for more, we doesn't need to. And that's all, actually. That was for the Thursday. So after that you can see that a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lows was forming a huge liquidity pool after that, yeah, and you can see that in the evening the price again came back, collected all that huge pool, and you can just see what we touched, yeah, 0.5, not just first touch. After the first touch of the border of the order block, the zone, it's still valid, and after we touch the 0.5 you can see that clearly that we collected that liquidity and get the big reaction to the upper side, where we finally reached, I'll just showing you, where we finally reached not just the high of the New York, but as you remember, these two equal highs. That was our liquidity zone, the liquidity pool that we need to collect. So we collected them, we reached the 0.5 of our buy to sell move that was left before. We mitigated our imbalance that was over here. So everything is same, we're just mitigating, collecting the liquidity and moving further. Everything was so technique and nice. After that we had the Friday, and we were trying to catch something collectivity with our academy, but unfortunately, as you remember, I was telling you that I like to look to the external liquidity from both of the side, not like to show you the example here. You might have, so you can see that uptrend, yeah, breaking the structure. This is our external low and external high. So let's just highlight them, and all these lows and highs that are inside, all this trend, this thing, doesn't matter how it looks like, all that thing is our internal structure. And I don't like to look into the internal structure because it doesn't give me a true picture of the further movements and so on. But after, of course, breaking one of the low or high of the external structure, of course, that gives me an understanding what to look for after and where to take the possible trades. Unfortunately, we didn't face with that on the Friday, but due to the correct timing, as you remember, and all other things, you see the Asia, yeah, was forming a bit of range, and due to the collecting the one of the border of the Asia with a sweep, and you can see that was a sweep again, local one, Asia sweep, reversal happened over here, and what else? The imbalance was formed here. That was our indication that the price, after changing the structure will mitigate the imbalance and will continue moving up. Yeah, the reaction was not so fast. We were waiting for quite a long time for this reaction to happen. Yeah, we were looking for the Asia sweep from the bottom, and of course our target was Asia high over here. And some of the people, just because due to the context that I was saying about the external structure, they give up in our community and they didn't take the trade. Some of them was confident and patient, and of course they reached the target of 3 to 1 or even maybe even more, 4 to 1 risk reward, and that was a really nice trade. So yeah, sometimes you just need to wait a little bit more, but that's gonna happen. And just look into the time when that happened. That was in the London kill zone session. So the timing is so important. You don't need to look 24/7 at the market to find your opportunity. You just need to know when to look onto the market and when to look for these reversal formations, and what targets are you looking for. So only 2 or 1 trade per day might be more than enough actually for you to be quite nice and profitable, to be a legend, to be a trader. Don't need to look for everyday trade for 3 or 5 or 10 trades per day. That will not be better than a 1 or 2 trades per day, a technique trades per day that will follow your strategy, that you know that this is working, and they are so logical to look for, and you don't need to look for anything else. So that was regarding the euro. Let's just look briefly to the gold. We don't have time for the GBP and for the gold and for all the trades, so let's just look briefly to the gold, and then I'm gonna wait for your questions in the chat. Regarding to gold, you can see that we collected these equal lows from the bottom. We got a reaction after that, the huge reaction to the top. Unfortunately, we still didn't collect our equal highs from the top, and I'm still waiting when we will collect it. Maybe that's gonna be this time, we'll see. But this is a huge liquidity pool, and of course we should not ignore it while we are making our predictions and looking for a possible trade for the intraday. But let's move to the lower time frame, lower picture, to see for the opportunities inside the week, inside the day. That was our, that's not for now, we formed these equal lows, but that these equal lows were left for the future, so we are not looking to collect these lows and these lows on the past week. So that was not the case. We could see the order flow happened over here, right? But after we reached this zone, we mitigate these imbalances and we got the reaction. So that was the only thing that we were looking for. And of course, if you could look for the 4 hours, right? You could see the repetitive liquidity sweep, and the last one was happened here before we get our imbalances. You remember this, right? That was our imbalances, and then our Monday happened, Thursday, Friday, that was the 2 weeks ago, and then the new Monday is here, the week that we need to look for. It's starting here, and as you can see, we still, after all these imbalances, huge imbalances, we can understand that this is a true movement, and the price doesn't need to go for the retracement to retrace to touch this zone right now and so on, because the true movements, they usually doesn't need to look for a retracement. We just need to look for the order flow with a small sweep or something that will help us to catch these big impulsive movements on the way to our liquidity pool, the big liquidity pool, this one and this one as equal highs. You could see that. Yeah, that was our main goal. I didn't expect that the price will also collect this liquidity pool here, but we collected it as well. And you can see the perfect touch after we collected that over here. Yeah, you could see the perfect touch and the perfect sweep of it here. So I didn't expect that we will even go to that liquidity pool. Anyway, let's look to the bias was understandable. So the bias was just long, and long for the every day. We just need to understand where to take these trades. And of course, the plan is same as every time. We are looking for the sweeps of the liquidity pools, trying to catch our further trades. So let's find our Monday here. So the last liquidity sweep that you could see on the left was this one. Yeah, this one is the small one, but it's a liquidity sweep. So that means that the price collected the liquidity from the bottom and it doesn't need to go lower for now. Let's just indicate that, highlight our order block. Again, imbalances, right? The first touch and second touch still valid, everything is fine. So we are looking for the uptrend. In the uptrend, unfortunately, again, the Monday was not so technical for me due to this dump and no great or no such understandable reversal for me, or the place where I might catch this trade. So unfortunately, I didn't find any confirmations for myself this day, but I'm sure that it was possibilities over here. So, but the next day, the Tuesday, was much more predictable and easier to trade. As you can see, the liquidity pool with the equal lows, 1, 2, third repetitive low, that I was thinking that we need to collect. And as you can see in Asia, we are collecting everything, and Asia giving us the local sweep, the change of the character, again the sweep, change of the character, and here that was a bit earlier for me to entry, so that was a possibility to enter in 9 o'clock, 9:15, so actually to the time zone that I'm in. That was the beginning of Frankfurt, exactly the time to look for the possible trades. So you can see that you're putting the stop loss behind the manipulative low, as always. Yeah, I'm not saying something new to you. For the whole stream, I'm saying the same thing. We are looking for the sweep, for the reversal, for the imbalances, for the mitigation of imbalance, and as our target, as our Asia high, or maybe a little bit higher, just to match our target with a risk reward ratio 3:1. And as you can see, everything was done perfectly over here. And this is it. It's not like in euro where we are looking for the trades happening for the one trading session during the trading session. The gold is a little bit slower, but it's more technique and more predictable and more readable sometimes. And yeah, you might wait a bit longer for the trade to happen during the day, but you will be more confident than on euro if you're gonna backtest it, and you will see that it's so understandable and so easy to get it. Yeah, in Tuesday, same as euros, same as crypto, that was in news affecting our price. So that was a bit of helicopters in New York. That is why I don't like to trade helicopters. I don't like to trade New York kill zone. So I'm avoiding my my time to watch on any trades in New York, and as well as it saves my time not to wait for 2 hours between the London session kill zone and New York session kill zone for the upcoming session to take any trade. So I'm trading just 1 hour in Frankfurt and 2 hours in London. and that's all. 3 hours per day. If there is if it's happening for me in the first hour, I'm not looking for the London, so I'm trading just 1 hour per day if I can see any context happening for me. So can you imagine how much time I'm saving per day? I'm not trading these 2 hours, I'm not trading these 3 hours, and I'm not trading in the evening or of course in the Asia session because I'm sleeping. So yeah, sometimes it might be the nice volatility in Asia. Happens, but that's happened rarely, but it happens. So, but it doesn't matter due to the statistic, due to the matter of technique and the expectations on the long-term distance. Okay, so that's this is it. I'm saving too much time that I can spend to teach my members in my academy, to go for the gym, to do some other work, some other stuff, to spend my to live my personal life, and so on. It's not like in crypto where you just like with the red eyes trying to look and find these trades with the thousands of indicators, thousands of altcoins, trying to find your possible trade, and 24/7. That's just crazy. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't know. And can you imagine how strong psychology you need to have to look for the crypto 24/7 like that? I mean, my psychology is not so strong for that thing, and I'm sure that none of you are either. So I don't know. You really need to be careful with that thing. Okay, so let's move on. Wednesday. Look at that. Wednesday was something like a signal for me. I really was given a signal that day, even if I'm not giving signals. It was like that because it was a perfect timing, perfect context, and as you remember, yeah, that was up movement and downside movement, and everything that has happened inside. This is an internal structure. I'm not care about. I don't care what is happening inside. I care what is happening external, here and here. So I'm waiting for the reaction from one of the side, and that was done perfectly. You can see. Let me. The bar replay. I was having given a picture where I said that we're gonna collect something here. Of course, if we are looking for the uptrend, yeah, we want to collect something from the bottom firstly to follow our uptrend, of course. And look at the time. London kill zone, beginning of the session, everything is perfect, yeah. So we should look for that. We are sweeping the liquidity, sweeping the external structure, changing the structure, forming the imbalance. That was a change of the structure on 3 minutes time frame, I guess. Yeah. And of course the retracement to our order block where we are taking our trade over here, taking it here on the border. That's our first trouble area. That's how I've closed my trade over here. That was 3-1 perfectly. And of course I was saying that we are going to collect this Asia high, and that happened over here with a 5.5 to 1 risk reward. That was really a nice, perfect result. I mean, just one trade, but how good is it? Okay, so where is it? That was Wednesday. Thursday, as you see, that was a little bit of the news happened over here, and again, because of that news, that was external liquidity from the upper side and external liquidity from the downside. I don't like when that's happening like that without any manipulation or reaction from that borders. Asia, even if looking just to the Asia, Asia borders, I was expecting at least Asia sweep over here to take some possible trades for the Asia border from the top to exit here, but I didn't find that opportunity as well for me here, so Thursday was missed for me. as well as in the New York. There, that was a bit dirty on Thursday. Regarding the Friday, Friday was perfect. Again, Friday was just perfect. So that was an uptrend. We know that our bias is uptrend again. That was our external liquidity. The Asia did the sweep. The Asia itself, by the way, did the sweep. So we should not expect the Asia sweep from the bottom or from the top to take a trade, because Asia itself did a sweep already. So Asia, as Asia did a sweep, we formed an order block over here. Again, the imbalances as always, a reversal and retracement. Look at that. That was 9:30. That was a Frankfurt open where we could take our trade. That was a confirmation with the imbalances, so we could take our trade here with a market order, our stop loss here, and our exit might be. So that were a couple of possibilities. Either to take our trade like that, yeah, maybe close it on the first sweep here. You can see that sweep. Either taking our trade like this with a market order, and we should close our trade here. The risk reward was not so satisfied, but that's fine. Even though you could see again the new sweep in the New York kill zone happened over here in the beginning. That was the reversal happened, not so good, but you could see the reaction. You could see the point of interest zone, and you can see the retracement to mitigate the imbalances. And by the way, again, we might go for long. Yeah, not the most technique one, but that was a sweep. With the reversal on top and imbalance formed. So we might go for market order here as well, with a stop below the manipulative candle, the last manipulative that did the sweep. Even here we did the sweep as well, so we might go even like that. Yeah, I hope you can see that. With a profit target 3-1 over here. Exactly what we were looking for to collect on Friday. And we did it. Yep. So that was our possibilities for us on the gold and on euro and for crypto. Now I'm expecting some questions from you, so you can whatever concerns you, just ask that in chat. That's your time. Waiting for your questions. After subscription, you can leave a message in the chat. If no questions, we're gonna finish that stream for tonight. I hope everything was fine and useful. Everybody who missed that can watch in the recording. I'm gonna save this stream, so you always can rewatch that here. Yeah. If you can see the repetitive sweeps, that's saying that, yeah, this is an order flow. Okay, so let's finish for today. Thanks guys for listening. I hope everything was useful, and we might continue to do the same thing on the next Saturday. If you have some suggestions regarding the stream or something to say for me, I'm open for any feedback. I just want to make it better and better all the time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.